This is the Faceless channel that I've been running for the last 100 days. If you don't know who I am, my name is Vexian. I'm a YouTube strategist by trade, and I have over 2.5 billion long form views on YouTube, and I have over 100 million view a month client portfolio that I currently run. And this is a Faceless channel that I run separate from that. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I see tons, and I mean tons of these videos talking about, I tried Faceless YouTube this, I tried Faceless YouTube that, I try this, I try that. And what they don't tell you is they never show you success, what success looks like. They'll be like, oh, I got, a few thousand subscribers, or I've made a few $100s, right? Which is cool. That is interesting. It instills the hope of what Faceless YouTube could potentially offer you. What I'm here to show you is the actual reality of Faceless YouTube, a semi-successful channel. And I have friends that run massively successful channels that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, which I'm not going to leak because that's lame. And I respect them. But I'm going to be showing you my channel that I've been running for 100 days or more, the realities of it, the ups and downs, the hits and the misses, how much money I have made totally free. And I'm going to be showing you all this right here. So if I go to my content and I go to analytics, we can go back to the last, let's just say lifetime, because I started this channel in January. So far, this channel's made $12,000. Oh, you can click off the video. You know how much money I made. But what you aren't going to get if you click off the video is the reality of running a channel, how I pick my ideas, how I kind of essentially won the game of YouTube here, right? Like the goal of this channel isn't to make a shit ton of money, right? It's just to make passion projects that generate an income for me and the partner I work with on the channel, and kind of going through that methodology, right? So I've talked about, how I picked this channel before, and I'll talk some more about it in a little bit. Actually, right now, it doesn't really matter. So I picked this channel because there was an asymmetry in the supply and demand markets for attention, where there was a very high demand for video essays based on FPS games. There's no longer that because a million people have copied me and they have higher outputs and whatnot here and there, right? So don't get in that niche, right? You can, if you want, you can try. It's not going to work out very well for you. But what I found is I found out there was a content gap in terms of the attention market. There's an asymmetry where there's a high demand but a low supply. So I filled that supply with demand, right? People are like, oh, dude, just pick the highest RPM niche this. Oh, do this. Make an Elon Musk videos that. Talk about drama this way. And that's cool, but it doesn't really teach you anything about YouTube. They're just teaching you how to make money, right? They're just giving you money essentially, right? They're not teaching you how to fish essentially. What I'm going to do is be teaching you how to fish, right? So you want to find something that you, are knowledgeable of. Fuck the RPMs. I don't give a single shit if this RPM is $200 if it has 5 people that are going to watch it. That does not matter to me. That could be cool. It's $1,000 if you want to make money, but your goal is not to make money. It's to build a brand and build a legacy that generates revenue automatically, right? You do not want to focus your time and attention on making 7 videos a day in certain niches that are going to make you $10, $15, $20, $30,000 a month. And yes, I can understand that might be a privileged opinion because I'm okay off, right? But it's not something that's going to be attainable for 99% of you. First of all, like 1 in 1,000 people that watch the I Tried Faceless YouTube videos actually make money with Faceless YouTube, and it's 99% of the time of the 1 in 1,000 people is pure luck, right? Is pure luck. They don't understand supply and demand and attention markets and asymmetry, and then you lucked out on it because they tried it. There's enough volume of things trying, eventually someone is going to hit. That's just how math works, right? It's essentially the monkey and typewriter problem. Eventually, you give them enough monkeys to type right off the right Shakespeare. And it's essentially what's happening there with boom, they get it, right? And some people will try it and they get discouraged, which sucks because if you try 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5 times, and you get discouraged, you might get fucked up. You might lose the money, right? That's how Faceless YouTuber is. That's how any business model is, right? You just got to keep going, right? And now, again, I will say, full disclosure, this is my first Faceless channel that is successful. I did run another channel, and I can actually show you that as well, which is R6 Central. So I can show this channel and I can kind of explain this. So this was actually my first Faceless channel. Cash Golf was the first one that was successful. This was my first one that I ran. If I scroll up popular, we have videos that, hundreds of thousands of views. I will say at one point what I did do, transparency, you can believe me if you want or not, but I have nothing to lie about here, is I turned this channel into a Jinxie highlight channel. So if I go to Jinxie and I go let's say, Jinxie 1v1s, 1v1, right? If I do Jinxie's 1v1, right? At one point, I turned my channel into a Jinxie highlight channel because Jinxie was Rainbow Six Siege at this specific time. This content, if I go to the oldest content, which was the actual views we were getting at this time, which wasn't really bad at all for a Faceless channel. At this specific time, what we were focusing on was highlight channel for Rainbow Six Siege. There was one guy that did it. That guy that did the highlight channel for Rainbow Six Siege stopped making highlight videos for whatever reason. So we knew there was a demand and the supply had just disappeared. The supply overnight stopped. So because we knew this demand, we tried to essentially do this asymmetrical attention market arbitrage, and it worked. Dude, this was we were getting okay views, and this channel was making, drum roll please, basically $100 a month. The views were inconsistent. We didn't really have a good strategy. We just knew hey, there's a demand here. We have the supply. Let's just hope it figures itself out. Update, it didn't figure itself out, right? But I went there and I was like, okay, I can figure this out. I can do this. I can do this. I can try this. This might make sense. This could make sense. This could make sense. So, eventually, like, I became like I said, a Jinxie channel. We just uploaded Jinxie clips and videos. Dude, Jinxie just 1v1 this guy. Jinxie 1v1 the youngest champion. Jinxie crashing out on stream. We did that last year from June to October. And eventually, I am going to pull this up. Maybe I can't pull it up. Shit. Okay, I will tell you what happened. Again, you can believe me if you want. We had our biggest month of $4,613-ish, I think. I know it was 4,600, something like that. Might have been 4,300. I might be misremembering, but it was over 4,000. And we were like, dude, we just hit the fucking lottery, right? We went from going from a few $100 a month to like the first month we switched to the Jinxie method is what I called it. We made $4,000, which was like at the time was like kind of crazy because I didn't have like a job at that point. I still was doing like consulting on the side and I was making okay money, but I wasn't making great money. So like getting like $4,000 like almost doubled my income overnight. Like that would have been crazy. And I say would have been in past tense because I never got that money. The reason why I never got that money is because even though I was a YouTube strategist and I understood YouTube, I did not know the intricacies of like YouTube policies, right? I understand attention. I understand what makes good videos potentially, which is why I jumped on the Jinxie stuff, which was why we had videos that had hundreds of thousands of views. We also were doing a strategy where what we did is we made a 15-minute clip video that was a highlight video of clips. And then we did the last hour of his VOD, right? So we just took the last hour of Jinxie's VOD in the first 15 minutes of these clips that were like, we made like fair use, we made editing of, and we had the last hour of the VOD. So the videos were on average like an hour and 15 minutes. Sometimes we would do 15-minute video, 30-minute clips to 45-minute video if my editor didn't have a lot of time. And it was making good money. Like it paid me quite well. It paid the editor, and I was doing the thumbnails. I wish I had some of those thumbnails I could maybe show you. But yeah, that's what we were doing, and that is what we did. And why I said past tense is because the channel got taken down. The reason why the channel got taken down is I can actually even log into this YouTube. Yeah, let me just log in this YouTube. So the reason why the channel got taken down was, of course, reuse content. Because guess what? We were reusing his content. I was playing a risky game, right? I thought I was above the law of YouTube. No one is above the law of YouTube. But I thought I was, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking sick. We're gonna make so much money. Yeah. So is it gonna show? Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, like dude, like this is real. Like this is a real channel. I made money from this channel at one point, although it wasn't a lot. And this is like when I was doing the Jinxie stuff. So if I do like the last 365 days, maybe it'll show it here better. Yeah, as you can see, like, yeah, not bad, right? Like I'm making like hundreds of dollars a day. Like I had a day where I made $450 a day. Dude, think about that. Think that you're like 22 or 21 and you're like, oh, dude, like I'm doing good. But like I made a tenth of what I make in a month in one fucking day. I was on top of the world when I saw that happen. And then as you can see, we got cooked. We got cooked, bros. And you know what sucks? We got cooked 4 or 5 days before the YouTube paycheck hit. I was about to be balling out. I was like, dude, I was looking at watches. I'm like, man, I might get myself a little something. You know what? Get myself a little Omega Aquaterra. It was exactly like, it was 4,100. It'd be like 45 with tax. Boom, get that YouTube paycheck, pay my editor, take some of the little bit of money I got saved up, end this paycheck, get myself a little Aquaterra. Ooh, we good. And then YouTube cooked my ass. They cooked me. They fried me, right? And that's the raw reality. People won't tell you. You're gonna get your shit cooked if you copy any of the niches for the most part. And the guys that are making these videos, how I went viral on YouTube or all these things here, right? I can't even find them. I tried Faceless. Like, don't copy these guys. Like, I'm not like gonna shit on them because like, hey, maybe you can do some stuff. Maybe you can learn some lessons. The reality is you're not gonna get the results they got. They likely got lucky, or they are already YouTubers, or they already run successful businesses, right? So I'll keep that in mind. It is a valid business model. Like, look, like this is real. You saw me pull it up. Where's it at? You saw me pull it up. It's real, right? This is fucking sick. And now this channel's dead, right? Unlucky. Like GG, it's cooked, right? It's super cooked. Unlucky. I had to delete all the videos because I didn't want this channel to get taken down in case I wanted to come back to this channel. Maybe I do want to come back to this channel in the future. But right now it's super turbo cooked. And that led me to my next business venture, right? And why I'm showing you this channel here. I had to go on that tangent to teach you about this. So this is Couch Co-op. This is the channel I ran. So we're talking about content asymmetry, right? And I ran this channel, and I run this channel. I own this channel. Where's it at? Yeah. Can I log in here? Yeah, I can log in here. Oh wait, let me go to the studio, right? Yeah. So like I said, I run this channel. I own this channel. It's my channel. Yeah, I want to talk about my reality and how it is kind of sick. So back to the dashboard. If I go back to my analytics and I go to lifetime. Here we can see it's done pretty good. If you look at my Faceless record, so far I have 2 channels and I have almost $20,000 in revenue between the 2. That's not bad. It's actually almost $20,000 in revenue between 2 channels. It's lifetime the channel, right? And we can see if I show you the most amount of money I made here, the most amount of money I made here is almost $1,000 a day. That's crazy. It's not replicable. As you can see, the graph falls off and we're only making a few dozen dollars a day, right? Not great. But I want to talk about like some things there and why I think this matters is I found a kind of content gap, like I said, in terms of attention market asymmetry, which is what you need to do. You need to find something that you know about, fuck the RPM like I was talking about, and that you can master. The reason why I was able to know about the Jinxie stuff and I was able to hop on that trend, even though it was a trend, was because I was already making Siege content. It just happened that I got fucking lucky. I literally was one of the guys that was the 99% of the 1% of the 1 in 1,000, where I just lucked out that I happened to be making Rainbow Six Siege content. And yes, it was making me maybe $10 a day. And my video cost at the time was $5 a video. So I was making $5 a day in profit. Let's go. Passive income, which wasn't so passive because I had to do the thumbnails and I had to message the editor and hunt them down and maybe edit the videos myself sometimes. And it was a time sink and it was weird, right? Which again, people won't tell you that. They won't tell you that the editors are going to fuck off. They won't tell you that thumbnail designers don't know how to do thumbnails and they're editing a template. If you're doing it like, I guess, your traditional route where you're outsourcing everything, don't do that, first of all. If you're going to do a Faceless channel, fucking do it properly and make some of the videos yourself. Figure out what works on your own and then outsource like an actual YouTuber, but be faceless and be anonymous. Like maybe hire a voiceover guy or just always do the voiceovers, right? It depends. So from there, I did that. We was cooking, you know what I was saying? But yeah, like I said, I found this attention market and we built it up and for the R6 stuff, and I got lucked out in Jinxie. But because of that, I knew about FPS games, and I so happened to use the knowledge I learned from that venture, which we uploaded like, dude, 300 videos on that like channel. Like we were uploading 3 times a day on some days. Like we were getting crazy with it. We were getting crazy on the Jinxie channel. And if that channel didn't get demonetized, I would be in the Bahamas right now, drinking a pina colada. It's a nice time of year there, I've heard, and pina colada's quite good. So. Besides that, I took the learnings from that channel and I developed a branded channel. Now, in addition to R6 Central, I also tried some other channels. If I go here and I scroll down, I tried a Valorant channel, I tried an Overwatch channel, I tried an Apex channel. I wanted to become the central place for that specific game content from streamers. I wanted to become the distribution hub of streamers. And the reason why I wanted to become that is because I knew Twitch fails. There's like a YouTube channel talking about Twitch fails, which was a YouTube channel talking about Twitch drama, was doing crazy. And I'm like, I could talk about that drama or those highlights for that specific game because I know gaming, because I have an experienced background in gaming. Most of you that are going to be doing Faceless, if you're watching this, are not going to have the privilege of having that experience. You're going to be doing this your first time. Maybe you're a little small YouTuber. I already had under my belt running massive gaming brands like Astralis R6, and some other brands that were like individual creators, like a guy named Otter and a guy named Shock, where I was running them and I was scaling them. I already had a lot of experience. So when I dipped my toes in the gaming stuff, I was able to get like pretty easy results pretty fast, right? If I go to Valorant Central, our most viewed video has 900,000 views, almost a million views, right? And then, our videos fell off, right? Same thing with Overwatch. If I go to like our videos, like one of our most viewed videos, like is, I think at like, yeah, dude, it's at 60K views, right? And then I just never followed up with this one because Overwatch died, so I figured out like, yeah, it won't work. And then this one never even got off the ground. I pulled the plug. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Once this R6 Central got banned, I stopped everything. I was like, yeah, fuck that. But I used all that experience. I was like running all these channels. I was like figuring things out. I was managing teams. I was like, I was doing all this stuff, right? And I was learning. I was applying those learnings, and I already had years of experience. I already had 5 or 4 years of YouTube experience at this specific point in my journey as a YouTube strategist, which you won't have, right? So I was playing the game on easy mode. You're gonna be playing the game on fucking nightmare mode if you do a Faceless channel. And I'm saying it does work. I'm not dissuading you. Don't not do it because of my things. I'm just telling you my experience and what you're going to face as someone who has done this on easy mode. So yeah, this is my other channel. So this is Couch Co-op, and back to the analytics, right? So I found a content gap in terms of asymmetrical supply and demand market in the video game essay space because no one was talking about gaming video essays. And the reason why no one was talking about video game essays or FPS gaming essays is because they all have different interests, right? None of them were like, I am only an FPS nerd, right? Like there's no like FPS nerd, right? So everyone's like games. Sometimes they're FPSs, sometimes they're not. Me and my partner on this channel, who I've worked with in the past on their FPS channel, knew a lot about FPS games. We love FPS games. It's the only game that I play for the most part. And because of that, we developed a content strategy and a plan, something that when you're doing Faceless, you're not going to do because you're going to ride trends and you're going to figure things out, which can work. I'm not denouncing it, but it's not going to be sustainable long term. Those channels that are trend-based channels, like millions of views, channels like the things that my friend Noah Morris runs, are cyclical, right? And there's seasons of them where you have a really high season, we might make $100 grand in a month, which is unfathomable, but it's possible. I've seen it. to the fact that you might make 10K the next month, or maybe not even $1,000. That is the volatility of those trend-based channels. And what I'm talking about is a branded faceless channel. So this is YouTube automation. It is technically automated. Yeah, I work on it a little bit, but I spend at most 30 hours a week now, or not 30 hours a week. That's absurd. 30 minutes a week. I'm sorry. 30 minutes a week on this channel. And I basically talk to my partner on it, who spends like a week or two building this content out, which sounds unfathomable because you want to make money. You want to make money. You got to make quality stuff. You can't just make slop. You can make slop, but it's not sustainable, right? So from there, we devised a content plan. We're like, okay, we're going to focus purely on FPS video games because we know that the best. We understand that market the best because we already make content in that market and we already have experience. Then from there, I at this point have leveled up a lot more since R6 Central, and we made an actual foray into YouTube and talking about what actually works, right? And what we did there was we cooked on things that we thought were good. We started out writing trends because we need initial viewers to boost the channel. So we started on initial trends, but we made these video essays. We optimized the length of the video essays, which ends up to being roughly about 25 minutes is what we figured out to be the correct length. Or any video that are over 25 minutes will tend to do better. So that's what we did. So we started out with the Finals Changed FPS Forever. It went viral with 184,000 views. Next up, we did the Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege was almost the #1 FPS game. We saw this title format doing really well. We knew this thumbnail format did really well, which is why we adapted it. Next up, we knew a lot about Rainbow Six Siege because we have massive background on that, so we have a unique advantage over our competitors, which is what you should use, which is why I'm telling you, focus on shit that you know about. Don't give a fuck about the RPNs. If you know about something and you have an intricate knowledge of it, you have an unfair advantage in that realm, in that niche, in that vertical, whatever you want to call it. You have an unfair advantage that you can use to your advantage to beat your competition and create a successful faceless empire. Let's say you're really good on camera, or you're really good talking, or you have like a soothing voice. You can make news content. Really simple. You can just make news content about something that you're passionate about. So you have an unfair advantage in terms of like skill set, and then you also have an unfair advantage in terms of like interest, right? Because if you make content that you're interested about, you're also likely to make that content better, more consistently, and some other things. I'm not gonna get into like the deep psychology of like why you make stuff that you want to make. I'm not gonna get into that. It doesn't matter. But you're gonna be more consistent. You can make more money because you know more about it. So you can add more care to it. You can have more attention to detail of that content, and that's why that matters quite a bit. So with that in mind, that's what we did here with Couch Co-op. We applied those learnings. We figured out, hey, this is what works. Then, right? We made content. We just scaled. We just knew what worked, right? We knew. Like this right here was like, we knew this format was fucking great. It was like the depressing decline of like, I think Plants vs. Zombies or something. And they're like, all right, boom, slap that on Call of Duty. We know it works. We figured out the outliers. We were focusing on outlier title formats. We already found the outlier thumbnail format from Diary of a CEO. Now it's called the Vexian style because I've taken over and I've talked about it and I preached about it a lot. And from there, hey, Bob's your uncle. We're cooking, right? Then after that, what we did is we would try to experiment some things that we thought we'd try to use, our brains to come up with good ideas. Didn't work. We just went back to the same format. So here was an experimental video. Here was an experimental video, but then we saved it because we saved it. I have a whole video talking about how we saved it. Then we did, this video here, which is like, yeah, like we're smart. We're smarter than YouTube. And then we try to be too smart, right? We got too smart for our own good because we had so much unprecedented success with a new channel. Like these are real views on a real channel, on a faceless channel, right? It's a branded faceless channel, I know, but it's a faceless channel. Then we moved on to this, where we're back to the plan, right? The plan is helping us out, and then we're back to the plan again. The plan is working. Trust in the plan. Just follow it. Don't try to get too smart, and be smarter than the plan. It's not how that works, right? So we talked to the strategy. Now we're doing pretty good right now. If we go back to our analytics, we're making some stuff. So back to hiring and some more tactical stuff. I know we're all over the place. This is just a valuable video. Trust me. Is hiring. I don't outsource the thumbnails. I do them myself because if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. I don't outsource the titles. I come up with the titles, the ideas, and the thumbnails. I also come up with some story structure and some beats. I also have editorial oversight on the video, so I can like do this and that. When it comes to the script, my partner works on the script, the voiceover, as well as the editing. They do all of it. So when it comes to the actual creativity of it, we have a very direct oversight, which is what we need to make the product that we want to make that has helped us make this money, because we know if we make good content that people watch, that they fuck with, we're paid for it because we are giving them value. We're building that viewer equity. We're going to raise our view floor, all these things. It's going to make us money. Right? So if I go to July, I will say, like, dude, we made fuck all in July. We made $400. This is the reality of faceless YouTube. Like, everyone's, dude, you'll make all this money. Dude, you might not fucking make any money. Your channel might get banned. You might not even start. It might get terminated, which is different than getting banned, which is arguably way worse. You might just fuck off because you picked the wrong niche that has such a low attention market that you're cooked. You might not even get like enough views that are sustainable. You might be in a language market that is a second or third rate language market, which means your RPMs are gonna be terrible. So to compensate for terrible RPMs, you have to get more views. But if there's less people in that attention market, you're turbo cooked forever unless you become the dominant player. So you might be better off finding things that you're interested in, figuring out how to get a voiceover artist that's English speaking or like top priority like countries for RPMs and whatnot. And then I said RPMs don't matter. They don't, but there are like things that do matter in terms of like, you know, how profitable you'd be. And then maybe like because of like language markets, the actual economy and the like finance markets are a little bit different. So maybe you actually do make money. It's weird. Besides the point is like, dude, we have like first month, dude, $2,000 our first month. That's fucking sick. That's sick, dude. That's awesome. Now that is split 65-35 because my partner is doing the majority of the work. I'm not doing a lot of the work, admittedly. So I get 35 for 30 minutes a week. That's not bad. I've made a few $1,000s off the channel myself, right? Then we get $5,000. That's sick. That's fucking like, that's a full-time wage. Yeah, then we got split 65-35. But again, I'm committing 2 hours a month to this. 2 hours a month, legitimately no more. And I'm making a decent amount of money. Again, so it falls back down. Again, we're back in line with the average and then we get cooked. That's a pretty low month. Then we're back up a little bit. Things are looking good. And then we get turbo cooked. All of our bad mistakes caught up with us. And then we're getting fried. And then if I go to August, we have already made, we're going to make probably double this by the time I'm recording. So we're back on an upswing and RPMs are going to go up. We're going to focus the strategy a little bit. So we're gonna get our views back up. It's fine. But this is reality, right? Like there are ups and downs. There are things that you're doing that are just fucking it up. Like you're just like, oh, I'm gonna make an Elon Musk channel. Oh, I'm gonna make a celebrity drama channel. You're gonna do all these things and you're gonna get cooked. I got cooked. I thought I was doing the right thing with the Jinxie thing. You saw I was making good money. That was gonna be sick money on R6 Central, right? Like that was not, it's not gonna be like life-changing money, but it's going to improve my quality of life. It was quality-changing money of my life, right? Where I'm moving up a tax bracket essentially. If I can make that every single month in terms, in addition to what I was currently making, right? So that's what it looks like from someone who's done it. That's like the reality. Like you're going to face the fact that the people that you hire are going to fucking suck because you're only paying them a paycheck. They're not building the vision, right? And I figured that out with R6 Central. Eventually I got an editor that's pretty good. Shout out my editor. She did a great job and hit the deadlines and whatnot. And that was what was needed. And then, you know, build out a Faceless channel and then it's cool. Also, here's more reality of that. You know, I'll go on a little bit of a tangent. I'll give you some extra sauce, right? I can parlay Couch Co-op into a multimedia thing like I did with R6 Central where I have all these things. I was with Couch Co-op where I was like, I'm going to have Couch Cinema. I was going to have Couch News. I was going to have all these things with different art forms, right? And this is a channel. So I partnered with Rocket Riley. Shout out Rocket Riley, a great creator. I love Rocket Riley. And I partnered with Rocket Riley, the same business model I have with Couch Co-op. But unfortunately, just because Rocket Riley is an adult and has a life, Rocket Riley could not, you know, commit time to the channel, which is unfortunate, right? You know, it takes time to get these channels started, and I'll show you the raw reality, right? I like doing a partnership model where I find someone that I can work with and I can partner with them, where I can teach them the YouTube aspect of things. We can do this, we can do that. And I think partnering with someone is the way to go. I don't think the full outsourcing stuff works. That's why I like partnered Faceless channels. And me and Rocket Riley cooked. These are our first 2 videos. And unfortunately, we just never got to, you know, we never got to the 3rd or 4th video, which is unfortunate, right? And then again, here's the raw reality. We shut down the channel, right? You know, it was a time loss for both of us, unfortunately. And that's it. No bad blood. You know, we split our ways. I'm still friends with Rocket Riley. I'd like to hope. And yeah, we shut down, and maybe I'll start it back up in the future. And then again, dude, we'll check out this channel. I was gonna use, because you know what's similar to video game essays, video game news. I started a video game news channel. I spent money out of my pocket. Also, this is like should have been a banger video. Throwing it out there, that should have been a good video. But yeah, so I tried to figure it out, like what makes sense. Like, you know, we tried this week in gaming format. We tried some reviews, and we got cooked. Again, I was too smart for my own good. I tried to expand too quickly. And I wasted about like $500 on these 5 videos. Maybe even more, honestly, maybe even like $750. I had to look at kind of like the math. And I was able to, you know, parlay some of the Couch Co-op money into this, where I also owned more of like the channel, where I ended up owning, it was 100% of the channel, and I was paying people out. So the idea is like, if this channel gets $10,000 a month and my cost on the channel is $3,000, then I'm actually making more than like a percentage base would, right? That was the idea. That was the hope, right? Because I know there's similar channels. I know there's like a supply and demand for this stuff. And, you know, it didn't work. You know, the Counter-Strike stuff did okay. Yeah, I thought I could use the Couch Co-op brand to scale Double Jump and failed. Thought I could use the Couch Co-op brand to scale Couch Cinema, but there's issues with working with people. And not even bad issues, just like things that just didn't align, right? In terms of like time, in terms of like where we are in our lives, right? So that's like the raw reality of Faceless YouTube. You know, I've tried it a lot. I'm a big believer in the business model. And again, like, these are my results as someone who has skin in the game. I work with YouTubers. Look, these are my plaques. I work with YouTubers. It's my full-time job, and I still face issues. I still have these pitfalls, all this shit right here. And the reason why is because YouTube automation is hard, right? It's a business, right? Nothing comes easy. There's like this ebbs and flows. So this is the raw reality of 100 days of Faceless YouTube. It's technically, we want to be super technical. It's like more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's like, oh, fuck, it's almost like 200 days of YouTube, right? At this point. Yeah, like all of 2024. It's a lot. It's a lot of days. It's a lot of days. It's a lot of days of YouTube, boys. It's a lot of days of YouTube. It's a lot of days of YouTube. A lot of days of YouTube. Right. So yeah. Thought I'd throw it out there. Right. This is the reality of it. this is how the game goes. You win the game, sometimes you lose the game. And you know, I'm playing it right now. I don't think I'm winning or losing. I think Cash Crop is a success. It's a cool case study. R6 Central was cool. If it made the money, would have been nice to be talking to you instead of with an Apple Watch. I have an Omega on my wrist. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's the reality of YouTube, right? There's ups and downs. Don't copy dog shit niches that you find on YouTube from people being like, you copy this niche right now, or don't buy courses telling you a promise on how to get good at YouTube. Figure it out. You can buy a course and maybe it'll shortcut you to success. It's definitely some good ones out there. I have some friends like Fed who runs some Faceless channels that makes a good course. I'm actually copying, well, I'm not copying, but I'm teaching someone, well, like one of the things he's talking about, and it's pretty successful so far. Maybe pretty successful. We'll talk about it at a later date. Do follow up to this video. And then outside of that, Noah Morse is quite good with his course. This is some other guys. Adam DeLuca is also a good guy with the course. One of his clients is getting crazy views right now, which is sick. And I know that channel. I'm not going to leak it. But yeah, Faceless YouTube works. If you have a knowledge of something and you can identify supply and demand asymmetry in terms of attention markets, you know how to build a brand. You know how to properly hire, which I don't, which is why I do things with partners, which is more expensive actually in the short and long term. But I think it makes a better product, and I'm okay with that because I don't want to focus most of my time on this. You will potentially succeed. Eventually, you will figure out how to hire. You'll figure those things out. You'll figure out how to make money, which is cool. And yeah, this is my 100 days of Faceless YouTube. The things I ran, full transparency. This is no bullshit. This is the issues I faced. These are the wins I've had. And I hope this was useful for you. And if it was useful for you, awesome. That's great. If you want to work with me and you're an actual YouTuber, or you run a Faceless channel or a Faceless empire and you want to, you know, pull back your hands a little bit, I've worked with Faceless YouTubers. I've helped them get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views on videos. I can't leak those because those are definitely highly NDA, because if you saw it, you could copy it. But if you want something like that, reach out to work with me. You have to have at least 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, or at least $1,500 a month to part ways with, because that's the minimum price it takes to work with me. And I'd love to work with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you, you know, I didn't talk about too many tactical stuff because I've already went about this channel strategy so in depth on multiple different videos. You can find it on this channel. If you're finding it on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, check out Grayson Goodwin on YouTube. That is what I talk mostly about my YouTube stuff. I hope you found this enjoyable, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.